Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books because I love books. I don't love the book that I'm reading right now, and that is a first for me in a long time, but I do love books. So I talked a lot about this on my vlog, so I thought that I should probably come over to my booktube channel and talk about it over here, since that's what I said I was going to do. I had meant to sit down yesterday or the day before or today and make a video showing all of my new graphic novels that came in the mail. My new obsession is graphic novels. It all started with the Alice Oseman Heartbreaker series, which I'm obsessed with. I think they're fantastic. And so I read those. And then what did I read after that? Bloom, I read, which I thought was fantastic. And last year or the year before, because I love the Linda Berry books, I was looking her up, and I was recommended these books about this Tammy. She was like a high school student in like the 80s. It's hilarious. It totally reminds me of, I think it's called Unbreakable, and there's 3 of them, and they're beautifully, hilariously drawn, and she's kind of like this girl that always wants to fit in and always wants to have a boyfriend. She reminds me of one of my friends so much, and so I loved those, but I don't know that I even really consider those graphic novels, even though they were. So I pulled out my graphic novels that I had and started looking through them, and I have To Kill a Mockingbird, and I have Wrinkle in Time, which I've actually never read the real version of that, and then I have Anne of Green Gables, and then I also have The Diary of Anne Frank, which is called, the graphic novel version is called Anne Frank's Diary, and that's the one that I'm reading right now. But I just, over the course of like 2 days, ordered like 6 or 8 more, so I was going to show those. I don't want to talk about them on here because I want to show them to you because they're really, really cool. And one of them is about grief, and about this girl that loses her mother while she's in college. And I'm actually really excited to read that one because it said that it's like, on the back of it, it said that it's like a really, like a nice helping guide through anybody going through grief of like a loss, but especially like if you've lost a parent. And I want to kind of see her point of view from it. I think that would be interesting, having lost, my mother. So anyway, I finished the Casey Anthony book. So if you're part of a true crime book club, the live stream is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on tomorrow, which is Sunday. I think it's the 17th is tomorrow. I'm not sure what tomorrow's date is. The 17th. And we're going to be talking about the Casey Anthony case. I finished the book in 1 day, you guys. I finished it. Imperfect Justice. I thought it was a very interesting and intriguing book. After I finished it, I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube about the case. I said this in my vlog, so I'm going to say this over here. If you didn't watch my vlog that is called I Got Really Heated, you might want to watch that if you have any interest in the Casey Anthony thing, because that specific vlog is mostly about my feelings about the case. I got so heated, you guys, listening to that book. I don't know if it's called imperfect justice or a miscarriage of justice. I don't know, but like, I was so upset with how that court case turned out. I think most people, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody if you haven't read the book yet or you're not done with the book. But how Casey Anthony is not implicated in any part of that whatsoever. When her daughter was missing for 31 days before she reported her 2-year-old daughter was missing 31 days and she didn't report her missing, is negligence to me, which negligence is child abuse. So I'm not sure why that she wasn't found guilty for. I don't know. I'm just like completely mystified. I do have a lot of feelings about how I feel like the case was kind of maybe a little, the prosecution's case was not presented maybe in the best way possible. I felt like her lying needed to be focused on more. I don't know everything about the case. I just know what I read by the guy that was part of the prosecution team. So I did watch a really good video with Marcia Clark, who was the attorney in the O.J. Simpson trial. I want to see the whole show that she did about the Casey Anthony case, because she found information out that they didn't find before, such as in the, such as like the Miss America or Miss USA pageant, such as that they had also done computer searches for like death by smothering or something like that. Somebody had foolproof smothering or something had been searched on the computer at a time that nobody else would have been home but Casey Anthony. And then she goes in and talks more about the duct tape and stuff. So it was really interesting hearing about all that. It's just so sad. It's just one of the saddest cases. It reminds me so much of the Chris Watts case. Just so sad, you know. And I guess it's called filicide, when a parent supposedly kills their child. It's just unbelievable. So I finished that, and then I was gonna start, I have read 16 books in the Misfortune series by Janet DeLeon, and I was gonna finish the 17th one, and then I was like, no, I need to take a break from that for a second, partly because, like, I'm sad that it's like ending. It's not ending. She's coming out with another one this year, but I'm almost caught up, and then I'll have to just wait for the next one to come out, you know? But also because, I don't know if you guys are ever like, I have never read this much of a series. This is the first time I've ever read this many books in a series before, and really this much within like 2 months. I've just been like back to back reading these books. As much as I love them, there's a lot that's becoming somewhat repetitive. And so the last book, I found myself drifting off a lot and kind of being like, oh, what do I want for dinner tonight? Pizza? And I don't want to be like that. Like, I want to be really fully centered when I'm listening to these books, because I enjoy them so much that I don't want it just to be like this kind of like mindless book that then I have to rewind and be like, what happened? And so I think I'm going to take like a break for a couple days and read some other things first. So I had found this booktuber. I think his channel name is Just Angus. He's from the UK, and I think Robbie Reeds had retweeted something of his, and it was a video that he had done where his partner, he's blindfolded. I've seen a lot of booktubers do this video, but he's blindfolded, and his partner like holds up the book and then explains the book from the cover, like the colors and things like that, and he has to guess what it is. First of all, I went and I watched, it was a cute video, and I wrote down a lot of the books that he mentioned in the video. Funny, I have to tell you that the books that he likes are books that I didn't necessarily like, and the books that he didn't like are books that I liked. So I went in and I wrote down a little bit of both. Like when he said, oh, I really like that book, like I wrote it with like kind of like a question mark, and then like books that he said he didn't like, I can't remember which one he said, and I had just, oh, the guest list, he said he didn't like it, I can't remember what he said about it, but it was on one of his wrap-ups. But his videos are really, really good. So if you're looking for a new booktuber, go check him out. His name is Angus, A-N-G-U-S, and he reads a lot of the same things that I read. I think that was what made me interested in following him. So I'm excited. I found a new booktuber. But anyway, I wrote down a bunch of books that he had mentioned in his wrap-ups and his TBRs. He does this really cool thing in his TBR where he writes down titles, and then he pulls them out, and then he puts that on his TBR for the month ahead. I couldn't do that. I couldn't commit myself to reading a book that I had no desire to read, you know? But anyway, his bookshelves and his videos and everything are so colorful. They're just really pretty videos to watch. So then from that list, I decided to read a book that he mentioned in the first one that he did with his partner. That's called How to Pack for the End of the World. Okay, you guys. Now, I read the synopsis in my vlog, so I'm not going to do it again. But basically, it's supposed to be about, it's defined as The Breakfast Club meets We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. It's nothing like We Are the Ants. There's nothing relatable to it at all about We Are the Ants. Nothing. I don't know where that comparison came from, but it's nothing like that whatsoever. It's about, and so like I felt like the synopsis kind of portrayed what this book was going to be about, and it was kind of it was trickery. Like it said, it's like The Breakfast Club meets We Are the Ants, and these kids that go to this boarding school, they're like activists. They're not really activists. They're just concerned with like what's going on in the world, and they start this group. it's kind of a breakdown of stereotypes. Like, there's one that's like a nerd, there's one that's like an Instagrammer, and it's like breaking down stereotypes kind of, which I do like that part of the book. But the rest of it is just like, I feel like the author like had this great idea, like, okay, we're gonna have these different kids that would never, you know, normal circumstances get along, put them in a group together, and now I don't know what to do with them. Because that's what it feels like. It doesn't, like, it's starting to have kind of a mystery to it, but I'm halfway through the book and the mystery is just happening. There's only like one character that I'm super intrigued with, and that's because the author makes you intrigued with her, because she doesn't really tell you anything about her except for how she dresses. And I don't know, I'm just like, it's just blah. I'm just so like, if something, I may completely change my mind by the end of the book and be like, this book was fantastic, yada yada yada, but it's just so blah. And this is, I was saying this in my vlog, it's really surprising to me how some of these books get published. When there are so many indie authors out there. I'm not saying it's the worst book I've ever read, it's not. And it's interesting enough to keep me going, but like right now I'm probably sitting at a solid 2, like out of 5 stars with it. But it's interesting to me when you hear of all these indie authors that can't get their books published, but then you read a book like this that really has no depth to it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of depth. There's depth in that, like, they go to this, like, Greenpeace rally kind of thing, and then they talk about some rather serious issues in the book. The main character is Jewish, and so she talks about, like, attacks on synagogues and things like that, which is relevant and important to talk about. But then it kind of, like, it's that, and then it just kind of falls short. There's no, like, it doesn't go into it any deeper than that. It's very interesting to me. I'm not, like, there's a biracial character in the book, and he is sent books on, like, racism and slavery, and it's supposed to be kind of like, like they do it as a cruel thing, but, like, but there, like, nothing happens with that after that. Like, there's, like, they have, like, a conversation for, like, maybe 2 paragraphs about it, and then that's it. Like, I feel like that's a deeper issue than just kind of throwing into a book. I don't know. And then, like, if that's the mystery, like, I feel like who's doing, because it's kind of like who's doing these things, right? I don't know. I'm just kind of not, like, into this book at all. I'm just not that interested in it. So anyway, it's called, but some people out there might like it. It does not remind me at all of, I mean, The Breakfast Club kind of, because how they all come together and then they're like, I don't know, I'm like reading the book. Do you ever read a book and you're like, the author could have made this book so interesting. Like, they hide out in this, like, secret area, I don't want to say what it is, where they have these meetings. But then they become friends, so there's, like, not really any reason for them to have these meetings in these secret areas, but they have these secret meetings in these secret areas, which, like, the finding of that place could have been so more in-depth, instead of them just sitting in a room sharing how they found the place. Like, I was always taught that, like, an author shows you, doesn't tell you. There's so much telling in this book. Like, it's, the author tells you, she doesn't show you anything. And when you're talking about this boarding school in Vermont, I mean, on the heels of just reading about a school in Vermont, Broken Girls by Simone St. James, like, this is so a fall from that. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's not fully realized for me. And I think today there's so many great young adult books out there. I don't know. I gotta finish the book first, and maybe I might come back and say it's a 5. Who knows, you know? I might come back and maybe I'm just in a slump in the book, and I'll come back, I'm gonna finish it today. My goal is to finish it today or tonight. So anyway, the other thing and I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I have, I should pull in here and tell you my next audiobooks and let you guys pick it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll pull up in here in a second. The other thing I wanted to say was that I have picked my February book for Peter's Book Club, which I will be posting on February 2nd on my Instagram. So if you want to participate in that, on February 2nd, that book will be announced. I'm trying to work with the publisher on doing something kind of cool, because they reached out to me, which was really fun, and I was excited about this book anyway. So I don't know, she won't be back in her office until Tuesday, so I'll know something more then. But anyway, what was I gonna say? If I can announce it before, then I will. Where should I park? There's like no good place to park along here. But I also went in and Celadon Books gave away 15 free books of Saint X by Alexis Schaitkin, who is that's the January book that I'm reading. So maybe that's what I'll read next on my audio book, because I need to listen to that before the end of the month. I have a feeling I'm gonna really like that though, and just kind of like power through it. Okay, let me tell you the audiobooks that I purchased recently. Most of the, why does it say I haven't started? Okay, so I don't know where, I think some of these come from Angus's booktube, and some of them were just books. Okay, like They Wish They Were Us. He and Robbie Reeds both told me, well, he didn't, I haven't talked to him, but this Angus guy said that it was a good book. Robbie told me it was a really good book, and he suggested that to me. The Girl in the Mirror by Rose Carlisle, I think he mentioned that. It's about twins, and they take a yacht from like Thailand, I think, and something happens on it. Then so if you, let me know if you've read that or if you think it's good. Then The Night Swim by Megan Golden was recommended to me on Audible, so I got that. Bullets and Beads and Gators and Garters. So Bullets and Beads is the next Misfortune book. Then Gators and Garters. I got The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley because so many people recommended that to me. Swimming in the Dark was by Tomasz Jadowski, was a book that was the daily deal on Audible. I got The Prince and the Troll by Rainbow Rowell because I saw that Bunny, hey Bunny, how are you, Bunny Cakes? She had read that, and I hadn't heard of it, and it's the only Rainbow Rowell thing I haven't read besides Wayward Son. So I got Wayward Son. She's coming out with a third book in that Carry On. I don't love that Carry On thing, but I'm gonna try it with Wayward Son. I also have The Devil's Knot, which I have to read this month. I have The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher, which is a thriller. Quantum by Patricia Cornwell. It's her space one. So I'm going to try that one. I have The Doll Funeral by Kate Hamer. Kate Hamer is the one that wrote The Girl in the Red Coat. So I wanted to read that, and it's her other one. It's the one before that, I think. It got bad reviews, but I don't care. I love Kate Hamer's book, Girl in the Red Coat. Did you ever read it? Oh my God, it blew me away. High Achiever by Tiffany Jenkins. That's a memoir of an addict. All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Kelly. Okay, this book was like on Goodreads Best YA Books like 3 years ago, and it's really short. It's 6 hours and 35 minutes. So that was on sale. I got that. Broken People by Sam Lansky. I think I've talked about most of these on here. The Couple Next Door, The Extraordinaires, Red, White, and Royal Blue, Time Bound, Verity by Colleen Hoover, What Alice Forgot by Liam O'Riordan, Wrong Side of 40 by Janet DeLeon, that's her other series, The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, The Cousins by Karen McManus, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, Mallory by Josh Malerman, which is a sequel to Bird Box, Felix Ever After, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, Surrender Your Sons. I heard that was really good. I can't remember who said that was good. I think it was Alistair. Alistair Patton. Do you guys watch him? Zach Garcia's husband. I love his booktube channel. He's so sweet. So go over there and tell Alistair I said hi. I want to do a buddy reads with him really bad. And then a bunch of free books like Red and Gone, Buried in the Stacks by Alison Brooke, Cozy Mysteries, Be Our Guest, and Doom with a View by Kate Kingsbury. Those were free. So anyway, tell me what I should read out of all of that, what I should listen to next. And then Saint X, which is the January book. I got a lot of reading to do. So anyway, let me know. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.